Hi, welcome. This video is about graphing quadratic equations from factored form, and this is the highly proficient level. So they've given us the equation, but they haven't given it to us in factored form. So that's what we need to do is factor it. So if I'm looking at this, I want to say that I've got ax squared plus bx plus c. Just write that out so I remember that my a is 1 and my c is 12. And so AC is 1 times 12, or 12, and B is 8. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 12 and that add to 8, or my B value. So I'm just going to list them out. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, and that's it. Those are all the factor pairs of 12. And then I look at 2 and 6, and that's what I think. They multiply to 12. 2 times 6 is 12, but they add to 8. And so those are the numbers that I'm looking for. So then I'm going to go to the box. I'm going to put my first term, x squared, in the first box, my last term, plus 12, in the last box, and then my 8x term, I'm going to use those numbers, 2 and 6, with an x. 2x, put a plus there, plus 6x, and those add to give me 8x. So now I can put x here and x here, and I'll put a plus 6 here and a plus 2 here, and just check. X times x is x squared. Yep. X times 6 is 6x. Yep. X times 2 is 2x. Yep. And 2 times 6 is 12. Yes. And those are all of the things that are in this trinomial. X squared, yes. 12, yes. And 8x is 6x and 2x. So yes, my factors then are x plus 2 times x plus 6. And I want to know, remember that f of x is the same as y. So I want to know, where is y equal to 0? Because where y equals 0, that's where it's going to cross the x-axis. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. And then I'm going to say this is only possible if x plus 2 equals 0, if one of the factors is 0, or if the other factor, x plus 6, equals 0. So I solve each of these equations, subtract 2 from both sides here. That would give me that x equals -2, or subtract 6 from both sides over here, and that gives me that x equals -6. And so my x-intercepts are at -2, 0, and -6, 0. So I'm going to graph -2 here and -6 here. And I know that I can take -2 plus -6 and then divide by 2, get the average. That would give me -8 divided by 2, or -4. Or I can also, so x equals -4 is my axis of symmetry. And I can also just count. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and half of that is 2. So I can count 1, 2, and there's the point. Or from the other side as well, 1, 2, and there's the point. So it's not really a point. It's just that. I like to show it with a dotted line. So I draw that dotted line. And somewhere along the axis of symmetry is going to be my vertex. And to find out where, I'm going to plug in the value that I found, x equals -4, and I'm put it into my original equation. Just clean that out here a little bit. My original equation, I'm going to say, what is y when x is -4? So I'm going to put -4 here, squared, plus 8 times -4, value of x, plus 12. And then -4 times a -4, you need to make sure you put that in parentheses. And if you do, you can just put that in your calculator and it'll give you the right value. But this is how it works. -4 times -4 is +16. And then 8 times -4, -32, plus 12. 16 minus 32 is -16, plus 12. And negative 16 plus 12 is negative 4. And so my vertex is x, negative 4, and y, also negative 4. So we've got here negative 4 comma negative 4 is my vertex. And so I go over here, negative 4, go down negative 4, and that is where my vertex is. And now I can just graph a sketch of this. So it's U-shaped, goes up that way, and it goes up that way. And that's it.